Good evening, everyone, and welcome to BC Soccer's presentation of the Keith Millar Cup. It is a beautiful sunny Sunday evening here in Burnaby. Sun's starting to go down now, but still about 20 degrees, very hot in the sun, so we'll see how that affects the stamina of the players going forward. And in the Keith Millar Cup, we have both from the Vancouver Metro Soccer League. In the red shirts and the black shorts, it is the North Vancouver Football Club Storm. And on the other side, in the green, it is the Vancouver Green Caps. So the starting lineups have been introduced. The captains are meeting with the officials. Both teams doing a last little bit of training here as they get set. And we get ready for what should be an excellent Keith Millar Cup.
Boys, big game. Get up for this. Bring it in quick. Boys, bring it in.
And North Vancouver getting just a last pep talk from their coaching staff. These teams met 2 times in the regular season in the Vancouver Metro Soccer League, splitting. Each team got a win. And now we'll see who can get the decisive victory in the rubber match here in the Cup final.
You want to keep that, or I'll get it from you after? That's the biggest shooting box. Get the ball, move off. You two guys, good luck. Okay, they got rid of this guy.
And now both teams on the field, and the officials look ready to get things started here. As you can see, the sun is by the shadows stretching across the field. The sun is almost directly behind the 2 benches, so no team should have an advantage with the sun shining in one goalie's eyes. Both teams will be affected equally. And again, we'll see how long, first of all, it takes for the sun to go down, but also how the heat and the sun does affect the stamina of the players. We'll see if one team has an advantage in terms of conditioning. And both teams set, waiting for the official's whistle. And there it is, and we are underway here in the Keith Millar Cup. North Vancouver FC controlling off the kickoff. Now back to their goalie. He swings it out wide, and that one will go straight into touch for Vancouver Green Caps throwing early. That was Jordy Penman in goal for North Van, and a bit of a nervous touch for his first touch of the game. Now the Green Caps restart play it down the near sideline. And the Green Caps turned it over, but they steal it right back in midfield. Good effort there by the Green Caps midfielders to save the ball. Still have it, feed it up to the wing, now cut inside. And the North End defenders are there to take care of it. Now they'll look to set up and move out. High pressure from the Green Caps early. That was Philip Lennox, a defender who had to make a nice touch and swing it out wide, but still under pressure at the back here. And now it's Penman with the long ball forward. Chris Johnston looking to chase onto it. But the Green Caps defenders are able to play it back to Kevin Hughes, who clears it away easily.
Yeah.
That's Marian Luaka on the far side dealing with that ball.
Drag it.
And again, Jordy Penman sends it long. 3 forwards up front for the North Van Storm looking to chase down those long balls. But now the Green Caps have it in midfield. Feed it out wide. That's Shamey Hughes streaking down the left wing for them, and he wins a throw for the Green Caps. And it's Craig Condon up from his fullback position to take that throw in. Awkward touch there for the Green Caps, but they win it back. Now it's lofted towards the box.
Come on, Lou, win it. Chris, play wide.
And the Green Caps have it again, play it back to defense.
Hold the line, Phil. Take down the outside here.
And it's James Kine swinging it over to his partner in central defense. And now again, the ball goes long. Both teams happy to play that long searching ball in the early going here, looking for their forwards to run onto it. And that one will go out for a Green Caps throw-in. Back to Kind. He plays it into midfield. Now it's back to in central defense. And North Van Storm really dropping back, letting the defense of the Green Caps come up the field to play the ball, which is different than what we've seen from the Green Caps, who've been pressing high when North Van has had the ball. Now here's a throw-in. It's a fight for it. And the Green Caps controlling the right wing. Well done there by Sasha Kogut to keep the ball in play. And it's Craig Condon chasing the loose ball down. And he'll hoof it back upfield under pressure from North Vancouver. And that one's well into touch for a Green Caps throw-in. So in the very early going here, a little more possession for the Vancouver Green Caps. But again, both teams struggling to really maintain possession in midfield, playing a lot of long balls, searching balls. No real scoring chances either way quite yet. And that ball into the surrounding wilderness here in Burnaby, it looks like, so we will wait for another game ball to get started. And the fourth official rolls one out, and now we have the ball back from the Forest.
Finish.
So we're all sorted out here, and the Green Caps get it started. Free kick for North Vancouver. And they'll bring some big bodies up from their defensive line. This one's just inside, maybe 10 yards, 8 yards inside the half line, but it looks like they will try to loft this one into the box. And he plays it long. Well dealt with there by Patrick Fitzgerald by the Green Caps. A strong header away. North Vancouver pressing, but it looks like the Green Caps can get away. That pass was just a little out of reach of the forward. And a strong defensive play again, authoritatively away from North Vancouver and into touch.
Chris, make sure you're at everything up front, right?
And here's the throw in for North Vancouver. Finds the forward, who makes a nice touch back to his teammate. But that one's intercepted by the Green Caps. They look to get upfield. Troy McCormick there settling it down.
Go on, Jay. Well done.
And that's closed down by North Vancouver. And there's Justin Siglos playing it back to his defense. And then all the way back to Penman in goal. Once again, he sends it long. This one down the sideline.
Don't be afraid of him.
And that was Craig Condon. Missed the first header, but recovered off the bounce. And send it out of play again. Once again, into that troublesome wilderness. But a hard-working fan is there to retrieve it when we get restarted. This one's towards the box. Seagul's heading it down. Now he has it again in the box, makes a move to get to the touchline. We'll try to cross it. Plays it across the face of goal, but there's no one there to get on the end of it. And it's the best sequence of attacking that North Vancouver has had in this game. Now they play it to throw into the edge of the box. Back out wide. It's swung in with the left foot. That was Cam Richardson playing it in. And it'll go out for a corner, and it's Seagulls coming over to take that corner.
Hey, Cammy, you come here, okay?
So he'll play it with the in-swinging right-footed cross.
Marty.
We have 4 in the box, now 5 coming up into the box from North Vancouver, including 1 on the goal line. There's the delivery, well headed away again by the Vancouver Green Caps, and Richardson will let it go all the way into touch for North Vancouver throw-in.
Hey, Justin, come to him. Luca down the line. Up and over.
And another confident header from Neil Murray. That's 3 or 4 already for him today. He's the tallest man on the pitch, and he's controlling things around the box right now for Vancouver Green Caps on defense.
Squeeze him!
North Vancouver have it on the left wing here. Fight for it down that wing. And the player was trying to beat his man, it looks like, down that wing, but the Green Caps are able to win a goal kick. They'll get it restarted. Quickly long up the field. It's played by Luaka for North Vancouver. He'll go up the wing. Plays it long. And another good header by the Green Caps. It's starting to come under a little bit of pressure from North Vancouver. Then there's 3 forwards for North Vancouver getting up, looking to make runs in behind the defense, putting pressure on them every chance they get.
Yeah, he's supposed to be down there.
And here's Richardson on the near touchline with another throw-in from North Vancouver.
Hey, Jay, let's get Jay. Get Chris to stay in the middle.
Plays it long to the corner of the box. Seagulls was trying to get onto it. And the Green Caps again clear it into touch. And they're having trouble recovering possession and playing it upfield. A lot of just clearing it anywhere they can right now. That one's into the box. Touched by North Vancouver. And it's out for a goal kick. And that was Luca Bortolazzo trying to control the ball in the box for North Vancouver, but he couldn't manage it. And now it's Kevin Hughes for the Green Caps, so restart play. And looks to play it to Murray. He does well just to keep it in play and get it all the way upfield. And it's a disaster for North Vancouver. It looked like a harmless ball forward. The goalkeeper, Penman, was out to claim it, and a miscommunication between him and his defender, and it is headed into the net. It is an own goal, a 1-0 Vancouver Green Caps lead. And that is in the 10th minute, and after a strong bout of pressure, some tough body language now from North Vancouver. That is a devastating goal. Own goal in the 10th minute, and the Vancouver Green Caps lead 1-0. And that was Philip Lennox. And he will be hoping that is not the story of this game. Again, his goalkeeper was there to claim it. He apparently didn't realize that, played it with his head, straight past the keeper, and into the open net. And now the Green Caps are on it again. That's intercepted. Some nice footwork to try to get away, but it's poked away again. Now hard sliding tackle, clean though. And it's out for a North Vancouver throw-in. So an early mistake, an early miscommunication between Penman and Lennox for North Vancouver. And it's an own goal and a 1-0 lead in the 10th minute for the Vancouver Green Caps. And now North Vancouver will really start to press and try to get that equalizer as quickly as they can. Headed down for Seagulls. He chops it forward, but it's out of play. It's Craig Condon who will make the throw-in for the Green Caps. Back to defense. Now again, long up the sideline. Headed on. Nice bit of skill there from Shane Coleman. He cuts it inside. Cut inside again. Running free. And that shot is just wide. A nice bit of play from the Green Caps. And it was Hughes coming up from midfield, taking the way off, made one touch and let it fly from the edge of the 18-yard box, but he couldn't keep it on target. Now it's Jordy Penman taking the goal kick, and he pushes all of his team far forward. The center backs all the way up near half, and they'll fight for this one in the air. Played forward by Condon. No one there to get on the end of it, though. And it's Luaka over to take the throw-in from North Vancouver. So a few minutes after the opening own goal, a decent chance for the Green Caps to stretch their lead. But it was Hughes, Hughes, couldn't keep it on target. Now it's back to Kevin Hughes in goal. He plays it short to his defensive partner. Now it's in midfield, flicked on by Patrick Fitzgerald. It's Lennox back, and he makes no mistake about this one, clearing it high in the air, taken off the chest by Sasha Kogut, but unfortunately that's into touch, and it will be Luaka again taking the throw-in on the far side from North Vancouver. Now the teams fight for it on the far sideline. Searose comes over, tries to claim it. Again, both teams battling in midfield. Now the Green Caps, a nice bit of control. Tried to play it out wide, and it does come from Murray. He'll play it long towards the box. Has a man there. And it was a great ball from Murray. He had Fitzgerald streaking the box, cleared the defense. Fitzgerald just couldn't reach his leg out far enough to get a touch on that ball. Dangerous idea, though, from Murray on the right side of defense for the Green Caps. Now Kogut plays it long, has a man down the touchline. They look to get the swing to cross in. Nice touch there to control it for the Green Caps forward, but he's being pushed out of the box. Tried to play it out to his midfield support, but it's intercepted. And that one went out of play before it swung back into play, and it'll be a throw-in for the Green Caps. Condon plays it short to McCormick. Now he turns and looks for an avenue. Cuts it forward. Nice one-touch pass. Almost intercepted, but they keep it. Down the wing again. Looks to get around Luaka. Luaka's forced to play it. Now you're under pressure from Hughes. He's able to make a nice pass and a nice bit of skill up the right wing now for the North End Storm. And they're able to relieve that pressure, and they'll try to start up now. Swung out wide, looking for Richardson. Can't control it. Tried to play it off his head. It'll go out of play, and he has some words for his teammate on the far side there. As it's Neil Murray coming up.
It's up here, son. It's up here.
And the referee just directed Murray back to where the ball went out of play. Now he'll take this throw in. Plays it down the line for Fitzgerald. He's battling for it. Looks to get it back. And out of play for North Vancouver. And it's chested down by the North End forward. He looks to play it back. Turns it over, though, to Fitzgerald. And it's a free kick in a dangerous area for the Green Caps now after a hard tackle. And it'll be Sasha Kogut standing over it. And it is Murray and Condon, the two big guys from the back line, coming up to try to get ahead onto the end of this ball. 3 men in the wall from North Vancouver. And from our vantage point, this looks to be about 30 yards out. There's the in-swinging ball. It has someone on the back post. And it was Murray streaking in on that back post. Got a good, solid header on it. Couldn't control it, though, and it goes out of play for a goal kick. So another dangerous chance as the Green Caps look to stretch their lead to 2 goals. Now Siglos is on it, streaking ahead. Plays it in, and that... The Green Caps wanted a handball. It did look like the North Vancouver player stretched his arm out a bit to control the ball. The bench is up in arms, but ultimately it was Kevin Hughes who had to make a good stop to prevent the equalizer there. Now the ball squirts out to midfield. Good battle there on Lennox. And he went down hard.
Don't be friends with him, book him!
And no call though.
Quit trying to be friends, book him!
Or, excuse me, there was a foul there.
Hey, okay. Hey, buddy, you're not even in a uniform strip. What are you doing there? I looked after it. It's fine. You got a card though? It's okay. I guess not. Does he have a card?
No, he does not there.
Then he shouldn't be in there.
And it's Siglos who will play this one from just inside the touchline.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's okay.
Hard swinging cross in, headed away, kept in play, and chopped forward. And it's Kogut for the Green Caps looking to control. Taken down, no call. Physical play at the edge of the Green Caps box. The ref allows play to go on. Now it's a whiff there. Condon over to challenge him. And it's Condon looking to perhaps settle his team down a little bit, but under heavy pressure. And the assistant referee signals for the Green Caps free kick. The North Vancouver really pressing hard, looking to create turnovers. And just in front of the scorers table here, it's Neil Murray grabbing his eye. I don't know if he lost a contact. It looks like that might be the case. The play is stopped and the Green Caps play it into touch while the referee looks after Murray here.
Guys, please don't throw water on the field. If somebody's going to come drink, you can hand them some water, okay? We're not fucking stuff, okay?
And the players take this chance to get a drink of water. Again, it is quite warm here in Burnaby already. Players working up a healthy sweat here. And then I'm sure they're happy for this water break. So as we near the 20th minute here, again, score is 1-0 for the Vancouver Green Caps. And it was the own goal from North Vancouver's Philip Lennox in the 10th minute that gave the Green Caps the lead.
Okay, Billy, let's go, bud. Pick it up now. Pick it up again, son. Hansy, you're going to get a lot of them, eh? So make sure you fucking...
And words of encouragement for Philip Lennox from the North Vancouver bench here. And we get it started again with a drop ball, which goes straight back to Kevin Hughes in the Green Caps net. He controls, rolls it out to Gareth Gorin. Kogut's in support of him as Murray waits to come back on the field. Fourth official won't let him quite yet. As Hans Schrans. Now it's Richardson playing to Siglos, who has a bit of space in the middle of the pitch. He'll play it long past Condon. Controlled well in the box, then Condon plays it dangerously to the center of the box. A shot there, but he can't get through, and then cut across the face of goal. No one there to get on it. And the Green Caps are able to recover it and get it out of bounds and relieve the pressure. And the Green Caps are angry with the fourth official that they did not let Murray back on faster in that sequence of play. And they were put in a dangerous position there, but North Vancouver could not capitalize. Now Murray is back on the field. Lennox wins the header there. But it's Fitzgerald. Now it's Condon claiming the ball at the back. A little miscommunication there as he fights for his own teammate. Comes from the far wing. That's Hughes fighting for it. He can't control. And it's all the way back to Penman in North Vancouver's goal. He plays a long one looking for Chris Johnston, who wins the header. But then Luca Bortolazzo couldn't control it in midfield. Now he fights with the Green Caps. Played back to defense. A nice layoff there from Troy McCormick. And a hard challenge from Jason Santiago wins it back for the Green Caps. Now Siglos playing it again down the line. And it was a nice ball, but the offside flag did go up. Seagulls starting to get creative in the center of midfield for the North Vancouver Storm. And just a few minutes ago, he played a dangerous ball down that right wing. Tried to do it again, but again, hit the player he was targeting was offside, so it'll be a free kick for the Green Caps.
Push on, everyone. Every hit. Push on, son.
Now the Green Caps send it long to restart play. Headed down to Luaka. He keeps it up to Bortolazzo. And it looks like Bortolazzo was just maybe tugged a little bit by the Green Caps, so that'll be a free kick. And it's Lennox coming up all the way to the half line to take it.
Get to it! Win the knockdown,
This ball goes to the box. There's Johnston trying to knock it down, but it comes to Murray on the far side. He can't get his first clearance attempt to work. That one only cleared as far as half.
Hey, Jay, let's be solid on this thing.
And that was a nice bit of play from Troy McCormick to get it to his midfielder. Now Condon starts up from the left fullback position, up to Hughes on the left wing. Good battle there with Luaka.
Late one coming, hey.
Again, it played to Hughes. And Condon tried to play his man again down that left wing, but he couldn't find him, and it'll be a throw-in from North Vancouver.
Come on, boys. Push up. Push up. Jamie, get tight.
Played back to Lennox. He just lets it go all the way to his keeper, and the keeper had to be sharp there. Got a good kick away, though, for his forwards to chase, and well played in the Green Caps' defense to just get it back to the goalie, who immediately throws it out to restart play. And that was a bit of a nervy play there. And now it's Hans Schrons down the left wing. Made some nice footwork. Couldn't get around Murray. But it was Troy McCormick in midfield who was under pressure there for the Green Caps and turned it over. Now they have it again. Good track back there from Shane Coleman to win possession. Now it's Hughes down the left wing. Plays it forward, tries to get around Waka. He cannot, though. That one's played quickly up to Duncan Penman. And now North Van will control at the back. Here is Lennox. Over to his partner, Santiago. Now to Luaka. And it's Santiago playing out from the back. Shipped forward by Johnston. And that was for Penman to chase, but he will not get there. That's a goal kick for the Green Caps. So since that own goal, which opened the scoring in the 10th minute, it's been mostly one-way traffic. A couple of dangerous chances on this end for the Green Caps, but a lot of pressure from the North Van Storm going towards the Green Caps' goal. And with just about 25 minutes played here, the referee, again, keeping in mind the hot sun, will give the players a quick water break. So in the 26th minute, the Keith Miller Cup, it is the Vancouver Green Caps 1 and the North Vancouver Storm 0. Again, off the own goal from Philip Lennox in the 10th minute.
Picked it up now. The rest of the game. Drop it. We're on our way. Come on. Very good.
And after 25 minutes, we're seeing some hands on the knees, some heavy breathing from both sides. Will the sun start to take its toll? And how will that affect the game? Sometimes you expect, obviously, the most well-conditioned team will be able to take advantage, but it also could lead to a little bit of sloppiness either way. Could create openings for a few more goals. But right now, North Vancouver chasing the game, trying to find that equalizer. They've been on the front foot, had some good chances, even forced a good save out of Hughes in the Green Caps' goal. And they will look to continue that pressure on the Green Caps here. Hughes plays it towards center. That's flipped on by Shamey Hughes. Chopped forward by North Van. Comes all the way back to defense, and again, they'll play it back to Hughes.
Halfway!
Hansi split.
Between the two!
There you go.
And is looking for Murray. Can't find him on the right wing. That goes right out of play from the Green Caps bench, and it's Richardson up to take the throw in for North Vancouver. And he was targeting Johnson there. It looks like Johnson was going to be able to get away from his man, but he pushed off a little bit, and the referee saw it, calls the free kick for the Green Caps. That's a fight down the wing. Nice play to keep it in play. It's Lennox with a hard clear, headed hard forward. And this one might draw for Seamus Hughes. Shamey Hughes, it does. Put on his left foot on the half volley. He can't control it. Well wide, not a threat to Penman in goal in the end. But again, it was the hard header forward. And the North Van defense just weren't able to deal with it. It sprung to Hughes all alone in the box, but on his left foot, not able to get a strike on target. It's headed forward by Condon. Hughes that gets it. Now Coleman will chase onto it and forces forces the North Van defense to clear. Condon will come out to take the throw in.
Don't forget him out here, eh?
That one's at Hughes' feet. Luaka takes it. Comes back to Fitzgerald. Now he plays it back to Condon. That one slid over to midfield for Kogut. There's a long ball down the wing for Murray to run onto. Good tackle there on the right wing. Couple of appeals for a free kick from the Green Caps. Nothing doing from the referee, and they're on the counterattack now. Richardson with a knife to step around one man. Can't get around the second.
Hey, Luca, what are we saying about the little ones? Let's make sure of it, eh?
And in fact, the referee is going to have a talk with Richardson now after he, trying to control that ball, went to ground
A piece of the ball, the other guy.
and ended up tackling the Green Caps player. No card, though, just a talking to. And the Green Caps will take over. It is Kogut standing over this free kick right on the center line. And Kogut plays it into the box. Headed down right to the goalie, though. Makes a comfortable save. That is Jordy Penman in goal, controlling that one. And Kogut's taking over. Plays it up the wing. And that one was played down the right wing by the Green Caps. A little bit of miscommunication there. No teammate there to get on the end of it.
Hey, 7. Who's got the 7 here?
That was Gary Mulvaney.
Back here, guys, please, okay?
Hansi, show.
Chris, come.
Now there's Richardson playing up the wing. Seagloss gets on the end of it. A nice header that springs his teammate. Murray chasing back to defend. He's able to. Seagloss still on the end of it, though. Fighting for the ball, and it's Murray who comes up with it. They play it long. Lennox heads it backwards. Just flicks it on. His defensive partner is there to chase it down. And that's Matt Wright, who's partnered with Lennox in central defense, and now Lennox has it again, playing it out of the back, but he turns it over. Good chance here for the Greenbacks, for the Green Caps, excuse me. And so another bit of a nervous play there from Philip Lennox. Does not cost his team this time, though, but he turned it right over to Troy McCormick, and it looked like a good break attempt for the Green Caps. Now they have it again. That's up for Fitzgerald. Plays it wide to Hughes. Hughes with a good chance across goal, but he was offside on the original play. And Penman will bring the ball up to the offside spot and get ready to reset for his team. And they push a lot of people forward to chase onto this one. Dangerous ball lands in the box. And it dropped for the North Vancouver forward. He played it on the half volley with his left foot. It went wide. The referees awarded a corner kick. I didn't see it deflect. The Green Caps bench not too happy about that one. But it will be a corner kick from North Vancouver, and it's Siglos over to take it. 6 men in the box now for the North Vancouver Storm. It comes to the edge of the box for Luaka. He looks to play it back in with the second cross. And it was Penman who could not get a good header. He was free at the far post, just could not direct his header. And it's eventually cleared away by the Green Caps. That was Duncan Penman off of Luaka's second cross, all alone really at the far post. Couldn't get the right direction on the header though. Now McCormick takes over in midfield for the Green Caps. He loses it. That's Santiago pushing forward from midfield. Plays it to Johnston. But James Kind is there to dispossess him and move forward. Now comes to Siglos in midfield. He has been a dangerous player today for North Vancouver. Murray cuts out his pass. Fight for it with Kogut. Murray there again to clear it to midfield. Santiago plays it back to right. He slides it forward, makes a nice pass to Schrons. And Schrons is tackled by Kogut, it looks like. And the referee awards a free kick in a dangerous position. And we will have our first substitution of the match. For North Vancouver, it is number 2, Ian Richardson, coming on. And it will be Jason Santiago leaving the pitch for North Vancouver. So in the 34th minute, our first substitution, it's Ian Richardson on and Jason Santiago off for North Vancouver. And now it's Siglos and Duncan Penman standing over this free kick. Siglos has taken the set pieces, the corner kicks in particular for the North Vancouver Storm so far. And we'll see who ends up taking this one. 4 men in the wall for the Greenbacks.
Leave the numbers in case I get some duplicates.
And 4 men in the box for North Vancouver Storm. Penman runs over it. Siglos takes a go at it. Good strike, but it's over the bar. It does look like Hughes had it covered anyways. But still a very good hard strike. He just couldn't keep it down, get it to dip down under that bar.
Right back at it, Luca, push!
There's a duel in midfield. Richardson claims it. He spins away from his check. Is it hard down the wing? And that's for Schrons to chase onto. The defender gets there, tries to let it roll out, doesn't have the steam quite to roll out. And Gareth Goran was again forced to play it, but he is actually in the end able to win the goal kick.
Switch on, boys!
That's Murray playing it long, looking for Shane Coleman. That one's headed back by right to Penman. And again, this ball goes long, looking for Johnston to knock it down. It was Kind heading it back towards his goal. Murray's there to fight for it with Schrons. And he goes to ground. And that will be a foul against Schrons as he was fighting, trying to spring that ball loose in the 18-yard box. And it's Goran playing along for the Green Caps. There's Wright, gets on the end of that one, heads it out for the Green Caps throw. That one's played into the corner. Hard tackle there, sends it out again, but Murray will come over for another Green Caps throw-in. This one's sent long into the box. Luaka there, heads it down, can only get it to the edge of the box. Another kind of half chance there. This time it was Fitzgerald who was on the spot to take the strike, but he can't control it, does not force a save. And it'll be a goal kick for North Vancouver, and you wonder if the Green Caps will regret some of these missed opportunities. They've had some very good chances, but haven't been able to get them on goal to at least force a save out of Jordy Penman. Now Penman restarts play with a long kick downfield. That's headed out of play by Lennox, who will jog back towards defense now. Condon sprints down the line. It's taken away by Siglos, who clears it out of play.
Billy.
And it does look like the substitute Ian Richardson has moved and taken Lennox's place in central defense, and Lennox now playing in front of the back four in central midfield. That one drops for Schrons at the edge of the box. He slips and can't control it. Played forward. It's Richardson getting a head on it, sending it towards his partner Wright. Wright does well to keep it in play and get it to Luaka. Luaka under pressure. It's back to Richardson, who plays it all the way back to his keeper. Again, targeting Johnson. Putting the pressure on the Green Caps defenders to deal with those long balls, which so far they've done very well, and that one was just flicked on back to Hughes in goal. That's Richardson at defense, and that was Fitzgerald, who's the beneficiary of the turnover, but tried to play it to his man deeper in the box, who was well offside, and that snuffs out that attack. It's Murray and Schrons fighting for it, and Murray heads it clear of play.
No, they got it.
The theme of this game so far has been aerial duels, especially in and around the Green Caps box, but they do have a lot of height back there to deal with those long balls. That one comes to Siglos at the top of the 18-yard box. He looks to get a strike on net. Again, well over the bar. He could not control that bouncing ball.
I just thought about that. Just thought the three numbers, like 200. Is that how you're going to do it?
On the side. Billy, this side, Billy, there's two. Billy.
And Kevin Hughes takes his time, setting up for the goal kick.
200 or 300.
High pressure from Chris Johnston. This one goes beyond half. It's Hughes getting a header on it. Now played back, looking for Hughes, but it's Luaka who gets on the end of it. McCormick fights for it. Springs loose to Fitzgerald. Now Coleman plays it back to Condon, again for Coleman. He looks for Murray, the big man, gets his head on it, plays it down the wing, but too hard. And Cam Richardson will let it go out for a goal kick.
Hold on, Garrett. Hold on.
Keep it going, boys. Well done.
Run off, Phil.
Second ball.
And just over 40 minutes gone by in this game. 5 minutes until half, plus stoppage time. Still 1-0 in the Keith Millar Cup here at the BC Provincial Championships.
0-0. Don't worry. I'll let you know too.
And it was McCormick coming back to head that one clear of danger. And then there's a foul on Murray at the back, so it'll be a Green Caps free kick. And it's Gogran standing over this one. Again, both teams playing that long ball every chance they can, and you see why there. It was Ian Richardson forced to head it on, and it almost dropped for the streaking Green Caps forward. Now it comes to the Green Caps wing player. He beats his man, beats him again, Now controls, slows play down on the wing, waits for his teammates to support him. It's McCormick who finds the player again down on the wing, cuts inside, still controlling. And a good, hard, left-footed shot right at Penman, looking for the 5-hole there between the legs. But Penman has it covered. He's able to hold on, not leave a rebound. Now he boffs this one a little bit. McCormick going for the chip shot after the turnover from the goalie, but he can't control it. An aggressive play there from McCormick that would have been spectacular if it worked, surely. Now it's Jordy Penman. Again, getting ready to shoot this one upfield. Lots of targets up there. This one's down the right wing, and it's the other Penman, Duncan, who is fighting for it. Drops in midfield for the Green Caps. They'll look to play up. It's Kind who's dispossessed, though. And it's Duncan Penman who has it on the right wing. Tries to play it to Siglos. Now Shamey Hughes starts away for the Green Caps, and he is fouled, goes down, wins a free kick. In the dying minutes of the first half, the Green Caps with a chance to add on to their lead.
We're in the 43rd right now.
And again, even with a long, and we have our first card there shown to the North Vancouver player. And we'll update you on who is on that card now as soon as we get that information.
Drop in there.
But again, even with at least a 40-yard free kick here, the Green Caps looking to fill that box with players, put this one in the danger area, and get a header on goal. Lots of players forward. This one will go just to the front edge of the box. It's headed away. It comes to Condon. He plays with the left foot to the edge of the box. Drops again. Nice little touch there. And it was Coleman who, instead of shooting, tried to just play it in for Patrick Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald was not there to get on the end of it, though. That's Lennox in midfield. Plays it up to Siglos. That one falls to Murray eventually. That one's hard off of Lennox's face. And it's Richardson chasing it down to keep it in play for North Vancouver. And Richardson again. Over to right. That one comes back for Bortolazzo. And the Green Caps are really kind of sitting back now. Not a lot of pressure beyond the halfway line. It's Bortolazzo tracking back. Recovers, gets it to right, and we just had word from the fourth official there will only be the one added minute of stoppage time here in the first half. And Waka controls. Gets around Kogut, cuts inside. Now pulls it back. Finds Siglos. He sneaks between two defenders. It's played back to Bortolazzo. Immediately back up to Siglos at the edge of the box. Tries to dance around one. Solid tackle from the Green Caps. And it's played out of bounds. And we are just at a full 45 minutes, so with the one added minute. First half rapidly drawing to a close, still 1-0 after the 10th minute own goal. Now the Green Caps will have a chance to get on the break. He controls it, plays it into midfield, up to Coleman. Now Kogut with time draining in the half here, a great ball through! Oh, and it's just wide. It was a fantastic pass from Sasha Kogut to find his man just at the edge of the 18-yard box, well controlled. Just a good little chip shot, a finesse shot there to get around the keeper, but it just went wide, and that would have been a huge goal in the closing seconds of the first half for the Green Caps. But still, neither team can get that all-important second goal. And there is the halftime whistle. Once again, our score in the Keith Millar Cup at halftime, The Vancouver Green Caps 1 and the North Vancouver Storm 0. The players will take a break, as will we, and we'll be back in a few minutes for the exciting second half. And both teams coming back onto the field, getting ready for the start of the second half. Words of encouragement and instruction from the coaching staff. North Vancouver in particular, I overheard saying that they really wanted to focus more on controlling possession in midfield. Yes, they still want to play those long balls and win the knockdowns, but they don't want to be strictly reliant on them. Now here's a couple of substitutions to open the half for North Vancouver. It's number 6, Gary Walsh, and number 11, Daniel Bell, coming on.
You might have to tell them twice they're Irish, eh?
And the referee checks his watch. Both teams ready to go.
I was just coming to translate.
Excuse me, both teams ready to go except North Vancouver needs a goalkeeper. And there is Jordy Penman jogging towards his 6-yard box.
Hey, when you're banging heads all season against these guys, you do.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
It's all split now.
Big half here, lads! Big half!
Yes, sorry.
And now we are all set. The referee checks with the 4th official. Another check of his watch, and there is the whistle, and we're underway in the second half of the Keith Millar Cup. The Green Caps with a slim 1-0 lead over North Vancouver. And right off the opening kickoff of the second half, it goes all the way back to Jordy Penman. Closed down there for a second by Coleman. He's able to get it away. Bounces to Siglos. And Siglos is a little bit in disbelief. He was pushed over there, but he does get the foul call, and he'll step up to take this free kick. And that one's straight on. Dangerous ball into a dangerous area, headed away by James Kind, and out for a corner kick. And again, it'll be Siglos coming over to take this one. So it'll be the outswinging ball from Siglos' right foot. And there's the delivery. And there was a North Vancouver player to get a contested header on, but couldn't control it, and it goes out. And that was the new player who just came on at the start of the second half, Gary Walsh, who looks to be playing up top, replacing Chris Johnston in that role. And we'll see if that leads to a change in strategy, or if they simply start playing those long balls to Bell that they were playing to Johnston in the first half. Now James Kind plays it to Kogut. He makes a nice move to get around Lennox. Carries it forward. Tried to pick out Hughes down the left line, but it's too far for him. And Luaka lets it run out for a goal kick.
We told them.
Now it's Jordy Penman again, pushing his team well upfield. Condon gets the header on that one. And then it comes to Siglos. Back to Siglos and over to Luaka. Luaka plays it down for Lennox, who's well upfield now. He started the game in central defense for North Vancouver. Now it looks like Philip Lennox, with his height, is playing almost like a second striker up, leading the line. And that is a foul given against the Green Caps, so a dangerous, dangerous free kick here. And Siglos will be very happy with the spot this one is. Maybe about 23, 25 yards there. In a great position for a right-footed strike. And it's 5 men in the wall for the Green Caps, including the towering presence of Neil Murray. 2 men standing over it for the Storm. And it's struck. And it wasn't Seagulls actually in the end taking it. It was one of the substitutes, I believe. That was Daniel Bell. Or excuse me, it was Gary Walsh. And he made a good effort of it, but couldn't get it to dip down below that crossbar. Matt Wright plays it up. There's Sasha Kogut controlling it. Now James Kind, again up to Kogut. Tries to feed McCormick, but it goes to Seagulls. Good ball into the box for Walsh. And there were cries of handball. It looked like it might have got up into his arms there when he was controlling it, but in the end, no call, and his shot goes well wide.
Stay, Gas, stay there, Gas.
Headed on by Coleman.
Gas, come out. Gas, come on back.
And that's well cleared there by Richardson. Condit sends it into the far corner. Nice turn off the corner flag and back into play. Still battling for it there. Makes a nice move to beat his man. And a great effort by Jordy Penman to come out and claim that ball. Wouldn't have mattered anyways, as there was an offsides flag up from the assistant referee on the far side. But still a very confident take there from Jordy Penman on the dangerous cross. And it's Walsh trying to head that one on, but it comes to Murray. Coleman chases after his long ball, is caught offside though. Quickly restarted by North Vancouver.
Go two.
Hey, Justin! Turn! Somebody show for him.
Now it's Seaglos down the right wing. Into Bell, back to Seaglos. Chips it forward, nice ball to Luwaka, who cuts into midfield. But it was McCormick there, who's able to play it away. That one's into Luwaka. And he had Penman, it looked like, Schron streaking in from the left wing. But he couldn't control it and was played away. Now here's Jordy Penman, well out of his goal to play this ball at his feet. Sends it long again. Here's Murray battling with Lennox. Comes to McCormick in midfield. Does well to keep it away. Appeals for a foul on the sliding tackle from McCormick there. But the referee signals play on. And now the Green Caps have it, pressing forward. There's Fitzgerald playing it wide. 2 men close him down. And it was Schron's and Richardson who did well to win a throw in there. And this one's back to James Kind.
No, I know you're talking to him now, but you're also talking to the players on the field. You can speak to him. I don't care if you talk to him. You can't be coaching. That's all I'm saying. 1 minute ago, you were... Okay,
Now it's Neil Murray shielding his eyes from the sun there. And the sun is getting lower. You can see the shadows really stretching across the field now. But there might be just a last little bit of brightness for players on that side of the pitch to deal with. And that one was knocked forward by North Vancouver, but no one there to get on the end of it. And Condon will have to jog all the way to the goal line to retrieve that one. And even relatively early in the second half here, the Green Caps with a 1-0 lead in no hurry to get things restarted, and he'll walk it well upfield, forcing the referee to eventually tell him to stop. Plays this one long down the line. Bounces for the wing player. And that's chopped in towards Bell. Now fight forward on the far touchline, and it goes the way of the Green Caps.
Hey, Marion, outside here, one, don't forget it. Gaza, lay up! Stay up, Gaza!
That was Fitzgerald who lost possession. Quickly played on by North Vancouver. James Kind is there to clear it well away. That headed back. And it's Kind again, controlling it. And shows good composure there to play it back to his keeper, who swings it out wide to Condon. Under pressure from Bell. And Bell just deflected that one out of touch, into touch. Condon now playing it to Hughes. McCormick is there to control, closed down by 2 players. And that one goes out for a North Vancouver throw-in. It's Luaka. Bell controlling, battling with Condon, spins away, keeps it in play. Nice little touch there from Bortolazzo. That comes to McCormick, who looks to start the break out wide. Controlled, cut in, and Schrons just clipped the ankles of the Vancouver player there. A little bit of a complaint, but the referee did give the foul.
Right there, Gaz. Gaz, right there.
And it's Gareth Goran standing over it. Plays it long. Lennox is there to clear it away. But Bortolazzo plays for Siglos, who will try to control.
Come to it!
Condon heads it back towards James Kind. Turns away from Walsh, who's pressuring him. Now turns back away. Again turning. Under a lot of pressure here. Plays it into a dangerous area. But Goran was able to deal with the pressure. And then Richardson plays it all the way back to Jody Penman, who will settle things down. Plays it short this time to Wright. As North Vancouver, in a bit of a change of strategy, looks to play out from the back. Right now, at least, not choosing to play the long ball. It's on the ground up into midfield for Bortolazzo. Under pressure from McCormick, he chips it away. But Jordy Penman is able to get quickly off his line and claim that one. Up to Siglos on the near touchline. Up for Luaka. That's a nice layoff to Siglos to find him with space. Controls the ball well, but that's cut out by Condon. Looking for an outlet, plays it up to Hughes, and his first touch let him down as he gives it right back to North Vancouver. Headed down well by Bell. Tries to get around Condon. Almost had him, but he couldn't chase that ball down before it gets out over the touchline. And Hughes will restart things. 12 minutes nearly gone by in the second half. That one drops for Coleman. Plays it back to Hughes. Now here's Kind. Again, it's Coleman in midfield. Back to Kogut. It's a nice touch to Goran. And a nice little spell of possession here for the Green Caps. But it was a difficult first touch on the far sideline there, and it'll go out of play for a throw-in. That one bounces along the far touchline. Comes to Murray, who chips it towards center, headed on by Wright. There's Condon and Bell battling for it. And that one is whistled down. It was the Green Caps players yelling for a handball. The referee agrees, and will give them the free kick. Green Caps played short, looking to play it to the back now as well. But here is the long ball. He has Hughes and Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald does well to control, but then the walk is there to take it away from him and turn upfield. It's Bell streaking down the right wing. Condon comes up to challenge him, but Bell lays it off to Lennox in midfield. Lennox slows things down, plays it back to his defense. And now the Green Caps, when they get the chance, committing a lot of men back on defense. Just on that last bit of possession, 9 outfield players were behind the ball, only the lone forward up top waiting for the break. And you expect that strategy will not change as long as they have the lead. That one was chopped out of bounds, and it's Siglos coming over to take the throw in. Hard shoulder block there by Condon. No whistle though. Now Luaka is able to control and play it back to Richardson. And again, the Green Caps are really reluctant to pressure beyond that half line. But Coleman was able to close down right there. Got a little bit, just a touch on his pass. And I think that led to the turnover here. But Seagul's fighting for it. Bell does well to play back to Luaka. And that one spins just as far as Fitzgerald. He wanted to play Hughes in, but they weren't on the same page. Now comes to Lennox on the far side. Lennox plays it for Schrons on the far wing. He makes a nice move to try to get around Goran, but it's a good tackle from Goran, and he's able to deflect it off Schrons. It'll be a throw-in for the Green Caps. Very, very nice defending there from number 3 for Vancouver. And Murray taking the throw, and McCormick ducks to let it go by. Siglos is there to claim it. Now it's Bortolazzo with the long effort. Bit of a speculative effort, comfortably saved by Hughes. He'll pound the ball a little bit. Push his team up now. And there's the drop kick to restart it well upfield. It's Coleman chasing after it, but it goes all the way to Penman in the opposite goal. Now there's a drop kick from Penman. This one spins high up in the air, comes to Lennox, who's battling with McCormick. Seagulls plays it to Schrons, but Murray's there to cut it out. There's Fitzgerald looking for Hughes, maybe. Plays it back to McCormick. Now McCormick goes long towards Hughes. Can't track him down, though. And the Walker will come over to take the North Vancouver throw-in. That was Condon up from defense. He's tackled by Richardson. Now Walsh creates a turnover, looks to play Bortolazzo in. Bortolazzo has a long run to get there. Hard shoulder barge from Goran. The North Vancouver bench would have liked a foul call there, but it actually went off of Bortolazzo, and it will be a throw-in deep in their own end for the Green Caps. That one's played back to Condon, all the way upfield. Coleman was there fighting for it with Wright, but he couldn't claim it. And we're really starting to see now, as we get into the meat of the second half, it was a lot of North Vancouver possession, but they have not been able to break down the Green Caps defense and really create any grade A scoring chances. The Green Caps have been very organized at the back, very coordinated, and of course they have a lot of size back there that North Van has to contend with. Now it's a break for the Green Caps. Out wide to Coleman. He has Hughes in the middle. McCormick streaking forward. This one goes to the middle. Well too close to Penman, though, who collects it easily. Throws it to Bell, who will let the ball run. Gets caught in his feet a little bit. Gives Kogut time to separate him from the ball. And now he turns and looks upfield for a teammate. Plays out to Coleman. Tracks it down on the right wing. Now it's Murray, again to Coleman, into Kogut. And they seem happy to possess the ball as long as they can, just on that right wing area. Not urgently looking to get forward. Now it does go down the wing. Troy McCormick tries to create the turnover there, but eventually comes to Siglos. Plays it long, but Murray is there to confidently head it back to his keeper, who collects.
Come on, boys! Want the ball, 1, 2!
Hughes with another high drop kick. Coleman's there to fight for it. Comes to McCormick. Plays the left for the ball for Hughes, and that almost snuck past Luaka. Hughes would have been in, but good composure there from the North Vancouver fullback. Now he has to get on his horse again, but Hughes can't chase after that one. And the Green Caps will make their first substitution of the day. And it will be number 19, Lewis Rumble, coming on. And number 18, Shane Coleman, exiting the game. So Coleman has been playing up top really as that lone striker in this formation, especially in the second half. We'll see where Rumble slots in, if he's going to perhaps promote number 16, Richards, or Fitzgerald, I should say, up to that striker spot. And we'll see if Rumble plays up top or gives a little more beef to the midfield. Bell controlling it in a fight. Condon sends it forward. And that is Rumble chasing after to deal with it. Putting just a little bit of pressure on Penman, but nothing he can't handle. Murray heads the kick forward. And Wright sends it again. It's Walsh fighting for it. Does well to get around Condon. Playing it to Bortolazzo. Tried to flick it on for himself. Couldn't get past the line of defense there, though. And it's Goran charging up from his spot, his comfort spot really in central defense. And eventually it's Rumble, the new man, who takes over in midfield. Now it's out wide for the Green Caps. And just in the last 5 minutes, they've started to get a little more time on the ball, a little more confidence. And if they do decide to push forward for a second goal and they're able to get that second goal, it will be a very difficult road back for North Vancouver. And North Vancouver getting ready to make a substitution of its own. This one's chopped towards the box. It's Wright who has to deal with it. Richardson just heads it towards the touchline. And well done there by Cam Richardson on the far side to deflect it off the Green Caps for a goal kick. Penman restarts the game. That one's towards Lennox, and Walsh brings it down off his chest, has control, tries to find Bell sneaking in between two defenders, but it's cut off. Wright will let this one run out of play. Quickly takes it to get the game restarted to Siglos in the middle of the pitch. That one's over to Richardson. Now Lennox has it. There's a long left-footed ball to the edge of the box. That's chipped away by Goran. Siglos heads it on. Cam Richardson heads it on. But again, Goran is there just to get a foot on it, a strong foot on it, and play it out of danger. Another quick throw in into Cam Richardson. He plays it long. And it was Walsh just trying to flick that one down for a teammate. Couldn't get a good touch on it there, and it goes out of play for a goal kick. And now we will have a North Vancouver substitution. And it is number 14, Eoin Launders, coming on. And the earlier substitute, Gary Walsh, who will be coming off. So Walsh came on just to start the second half here. And just from the look on his face, he seems a little confused that he's the one coming off. Got 22 minutes on the field. Created a couple of dangerous plays, but it will be Eoin Launders now coming on to replace him. And Gary Walsh does not look too happy about that decision.
Guys, hey, you chopped it up, man. Way to go.
And so the new player, Launders, jogs to take his place. He will be the central man. And Launders, a fair bit shorter than, first of all, Johnston, who was in that position to start the game, and also Walsh, who started the second half as the center forward. And so with the smaller Launders, we'll see if for the last 20 minutes of this game, if there is a change of strategy for North Vancouver. Now it's Siglos with the free kick. Plays it into the box. It's Lennox trying to get on the end of it. And he does. Can't direct it on net, though. And the referee just over to check on Lennox, but I think that was more frustration than injury there as he took a moment to get up off the turf. Lennox, of course, was responsible for the own goal, the only goal we've had in this match that has put his team down by 1 goal, and you know he would love nothing more than to be the one to find that equalizer for his team. Penman plays it with his feet. Good close down there from Rumble. He's able to get it away. It comes to Kogan in midfield. Rumble has to hurry to get back on side. And it's Fitzgerald up to McCormick. Fitzgerald's dropped a little deeper now, playing it more in midfield. And it's Sean's for North Vancouver. He was trying to pick up Bell there, but it was a good job by McCormick to cut out that pass. And that ball just spins out of play. And it'll be Murray coming up to take the throw in for the Green Caps. And with 25 minutes gone in the second half, again, the referee's whistle for a water break for the players. And surely many happy players to get a breather, get a drink of water. And the Green Caps will be looking to close off the final 20 minutes of this game, continue playing tight defense that they have been all game. And the desperation for North Vancouver to find that tying goal will only increase as we enter the final 20 minutes of the game.
It's easy rather than jogging out.
Always go. Towards that left-hand side of the middle.
And both teams just having some words, talking strategy, talking tactics. But ultimately, I don't think there's a lot of mystery to what either team will try to do here. We know the Green Caps will try to sit back, be compact, likely get 9 of their 10 outfield players down behind the ball. And we know that North Vancouver will be sending a lot of men forward. And especially on set pieces, I think you'll see them get as many men into the danger areas as they can, just trying to find that deflection, that stray kick that finds the back of the net and ties this game at 1. And it will be a Green Caps throw-in as we get started after the water break here. It's Murray who quickly plays it in to McCormick. The referee will call that one back. Things weren't quite set up to restart the game.
Full stop.
And now the referee blows the whistle and Murray plays in an official throw-in this time, down the wing. Cam Richardson putting the player under pressure, but it comes back to McCormick. Spins around, tried to play his player down the wing. And he'll let that one run into touch for another throw-in. And again, it's Murray up from the back to take this one.
It's pulled down quite nicely now.
It's headed away by Lennox, only as far as McCormick at the edge of the box. Murray plays with his left foot in towards the edge of the 18-yard box, and Kogut will have a go there. Did not get all of that one by any stretch. And it goes wide and is collected by Jordy Penman.
Come on, boys.
And another long goal kick from Penman. Lennox flicks it on. Comes to Goran. And his clearance goes into the stands, and a spectator enjoying himself there gets a cheer for good hands. Murray fighting for it. Comes down the line. There's Goran. And it was Schranz who just snuck in there to try to get the ball away. But he ends up putting it out of play. And it'll be a throw in deep in their own end for the Green Caps. A chance for North Vancouver to put some pressure on the ball here. That one goes long, looking for McCormick. Ends up coming down for Richardson. Sneaks in, dances around a few men. Still has it out to Schron's on the wide side. Plays it across on the ground. And it came to Siglos just inside the 18-yard box. He was on his left foot. And a shout of frustration goes up from the North Vancouver bench. Siglos looks at the ground and takes a moment. That one was not at all what he was looking for. Well over the crossbar. And you know he wanted to score there. At least wanted to put a good shot on goal. Was not able to do so, though. It was a nice grounded cross from Schron's on the left wing. But Siglos could not finish it. Now it's in front. Hughes looks to get on the end of it. And his diving attempt can't connect with the ball. Goes all the way to Luaka. Plays it quickly. The Condon's up to pressure him. And it ends up coming back to Jordy Penman, and now the Green Caps retreat. So a good chance on the other end after Siglos misses his chance. Hughes just could not connect with that ball into the box. And now it's Bortolazzo. The kind is there to get it well forward. Luaka couldn't make the play, and the Green Caps have it. But just the touch wasn't quite there to keep it in play. A golden opportunity there for the Green Caps to set up in North Vancouver's end after the mistouch from Luaka. And now North Vancouver has the throw in, and it will be Luaka playing it. Kogut heads it back out of play. And it's Luaka again. Kogut there to battle with Bortolazzo. And Bortolazzo, you can tell a little bit frustrated there. He's let that one go off his chest and right out of play. It's in for Rumble. Back to Kogut. He didn't get all of his pass on that one, and Richardson's able to head it forward. But Golan is there to collect it. And again, safety first is the message right now for the Green Caps. That one is just immediately up towards half and out of play. But back into their box again. And this one, yes, it's kind that time. Had to clear it just directly into touch deep in the Green Cap zone. And it's Richardson coming all the way up. Maybe looking to get a long throw in here. He'll take a bit of a run up at least. And that one does go into the box. Lennox tried to flick it on, but it's headed out. And it's another throw in for Richardson. Gathers quickly. Plays it deep again for Lennox. Lennox can't control, and that is a goal kick. Here's Hughes for Vancouver. Murray can't get on that one. It's chipped forward by Fitzgerald. And then it's Ian Richardson. Knocks it out of play. And we'll have a late substitute for North Vancouver. And they don't quite get the substitute in before that throw-in. It's Matt Wright.
I'm ready for you.
Sends that one into touch. And now they will make the substitution. And it is number 21, Jason Santiago, coming on. And it'll be number 7, Luca Bortolazzo, leaving the pitch for North Vancouver. So with just about 13-12 minutes to go before stoppage time here, a late substitution. North Vancouver really trying to do anything they can to find that equalizing goal now. And in the first half when he was playing, Santiago was sitting in front of the back four as something of a holding midfielder, and I expect that we'll see him push forward now as North Vancouver desperately needs to find a goal. And McCormick controls at the edge of the box. Plays it from Murray. Murray gets a good cross in with his right foot. No one's at the far post to connect, though. It's Fitzgerald controlling down the line. And Luaka plays it away from him. Condon takes the throw in. Plays it into the substitute Rumble. Rumble spins away from his man, slides it in. There's McCormick controlling. Good control in the box. No attempt on goal there. It was a clean tackle there from Malacca that sent McCormick to the pitch. Condon still with the ball. Rumble was fighting for that one. It goes off Richardson, and he smartly leaves for his goalie to collect. That one's long. And it was Launders who was fighting for it, but it goes to Condon on the near side here. Then up for Fitzgerald. Hughes is able to get it. Makes a bit of a mispass there. It was Wright coming up from defense trying to intercept. He overran it though, and it came to Kogut. And then trying to get the ball back, he clearly stepped on his heel. And that will be a foul and a free kick for the Green Caps. Kogut just asked for a quick stretch from his teammate. We'll see if the referee will want him to leave the pitch after this or will let him stay on. And another substitution for North Vancouver. And he'll use the stoppage in play to make the substitution. It'll be Chris Johnston, who started the game as the center forward for North Vancouver, and it will be Yoin Wanders, who ended up only getting about 15 minutes of action, who was substituted on earlier in the second half. Couldn't really make an impact, couldn't get into the game really in that time, and Chris Johnston, the starter, will come back in to finish the game.
Come on, Ralph, get him off the field.
And now we have a trainer
Got the time, guys.
coming on to take a look at Kogut. And the Green Caps will use this chance to make a substitution of their own. And it looks like Kogut will be substituted.
He's got the time. Chase, thank you.
Nobody's saying anything.
And the referee keeping a close eye on his watch here, and you obviously expect that this stoppage will be reflected in added time at the end of the second half.
Go, boys! Everyone with your horse! Let's go!
Shouts of encouragement from the spectators gathered here. And we're within 10 minutes now, within 9 minutes of the 90th minute. And the Green Caps have played stalwart defense here in the second half, and they know they just need to continue it a little bit longer, and they will be the Keith Millar Cup champions for 2017. Kogut's still being tended to in midfield, and the referee keeping a close eye on things. And now starting to struggle to his feet, and a couple of his mates will come over.
Last 5 minutes!
Well, it looks like they were going to help him off, but instead they'll just let him make his own way to the bench as he will be substituted off. And so it is Sasha Kogut leaving, and it's Aaron O'Dwyer, number 14, coming on to the pitch for the final few minutes of regulation time, and then whatever the referee or the fourth official adds to stoppage time. Free kick taken by James Kind. That one comes to O'Dwyer, gets an early touch on it, can't control the header though. It's Johnston down the line, and that one goes off O'Dwyer. Johnston will take a quick throw in, looking for his teammate there, but it goes all the way to Kind. Plays it across to Hughes, and Hughes found the other Hughes, who let that one run out of bounds. Waka plays it in for Johnston. Excuse me, that was Jason Santiago getting the touch on it. And that one comes to McCormick, drops for Lennox in midfield. He looks to find Richardson on the far side. And Goran heads that one away authoritatively. Lennox chases after it to get ready for the throw-in. And he's signaling his teammates to go long. Throws this one as far as he can down the line. It's Murray there to head it towards the center of the pitch. It was Bell getting a chip on it. And a nice play by McCormick to get it to Hughes down the wing. He's shadowed by Luaka. And they fight for it. And a good tackle by Luaka, going to ground and claiming the ball from Hughes. This one gets towards midfield. It's Condon up chasing it. Now it's played back towards Johnston, but O'Dwyer is there to just watch the ball run out of play for a deep throw-in. And we are in the 84th minute. 6 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Vancouver Green Caps holding on to a 1-0 lead. Only the one goal. It was an own goal from Philip Lennox in the 10th minute after a miscommunication with his goalkeeper. But right now, that is all the Green Caps have needed. And they're going to try to hold on to claim the cup here in the last few minutes. Well done there by Rumble, the substitute. Plays it off the North Van player for a throw-in. And he gets a shout of encouragement from the bench for that one.
Hey, Chris, lay up, son, lay up.
And it's O'Dwyer down the left line to play that one. He and Rumble try to control the ball. Rumble does well to get it to McCormick. Now back to Rumble, tackled by Siglos, but couldn't get him off the ball. And again, that one was played out by Siglos, so another deep throw-in. And more cheers from the Green Caps bench. They like what they're seeing, keeping possession here deep in the North Vancouver zone late in the game. And you know that North Vancouver cannot like this development. They will want to clear this pressure as soon as possible and get back on the attack. That one's played deep into the box. Cut forward towards McCormick, but Wright is there to play it out. Sends it towards the touchline. Bell is able to control it. Closed down by O'Dwyer. And eventually that one goes out of play off O'Dwyer for a goal kick. Now here's Penman. That one's headed on by Lennox. Chipped well into the air by Murray. McCormick was there to fight for it. Comes to Johnston, finds Santiago headed in towards the box. That one's popped up again. And it was Strong's darting into the box there, trying to get onto that ball. A little bit of a nervous moment there. Now it's Cam Richardson. And Troy McCormick clears it out of danger. Sent forward by Wright. Looking for Lennox down the left wing. And it is Murray, who has been Johnny on the spot all day, winning those aerial duels, and once again, he clears it with his head, out of play. Cam McCormick with the long throw. Lennox flicks it on. Kevin Hughes does well to come out and claim that. And now we're in the 88th minute. Comes back to Luaka. And it's getting into true desperation time now from North Vancouver. That one's played over from Lennox. And the Green Caps almost were able to spring the other way, but they can't control the ball on the far touchline. Cormac plays it in for Wright. Wright's under pressure there. Over for Richardson. He'll be under pressure as well. And now it comes to Hughes in midfield. He cuts in from his left wing position. He'll have a go. Comfortable save for Penman in the end. A good effort from Hughes there, who kind of just surprised to find the ball there. Thought he'd have a go at net. Now it's the North Van coach chasing after to retrieve that ball so his players can restart play as quickly as possible. The throw-in is headed directly out again for another throw. And it's Luaka taking it. Looking for Johnson, Santiago. Comes to Siglos. Plays it back to Richardson. Plays it down the line for Lennox. And now it's Fitzgerald, number 16, the striker. who has at least been playing in a very advanced position all day for the Green Caps, is now really committed to defense, and it is only number 19, Lewis Rumble, who's more than about 20 yards away from the Green Caps' goal. And the referee awards a free kick against North Vancouver. And another cheer goes up from the Green Caps bench as they're drawing closer and closer. Only a minute left in the 90 minutes. And we're getting ready to see what the fourth official says for stoppage time. This one goes long down. Headed away by Richardson. McCormick gets on the end of it. Seagulls tries to claim that one, but he can't. This one comes to Condon, who does well to get it to O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer just chips it forward. And Condon controls again. Content just to chip this one up, and it'll be difficult to control. Luaka does well. And was fouled. Even though he controlled the ball there, they did whistle the foul. And it'll be Jordy Penman coming out from goal to take this one, as we are just in the very dying seconds of the 90 minutes. And the fourth official is letting the benches know there will be 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes for North Vancouver to find that tying goal. There's Hughes battling with Luaka near the touchline. Luaka gets it forward. Not enough men there, though, but now Lennox has it. And it is Troy McCormick coming over confidently to clear that one away for a throw-in. And Penman now starting to come out of his net. We'll see if there is a corner or a set piece. If the goalie Penman will join his teammates in the box for an extra body. Headed away by Condon. It drops for Schrons. He's still fighting for it. It's up in the air. The bicycle kick attempt from Bell couldn't connect, though, and it goes out of touch. And Hughes in no hurry to get things restarted. And you would expect this one to go as long as he can send it. He has Hughes and Rumble up front looking to get onto this one. Comes to Kind, who does well to get it to Hughes. Luaka is streaking up to challenge him, though. And it's Fitzgerald, Hughes now, fighting with Luaka. Seagulls tried to play it over to right, but it's cleared by Hughes. And we've had about a minute and a half of stoppage time. Referee signaled 4 minutes. And North Vancouver quickly running out of time. Well done there by the Green Caps. That one deflected off of Chris Johnston. And now Andy O'Dwyer will take this throw in, looking for a target as far upfield as he can get it.
Come on, he's not ready. Let's go. He's got to be standing beside this guy.
And a very late substitution now for the Green Caps. Again, some protests from the North Vancouver bench, and it will be number 15, Gary Mulvaney, coming on for the Green Caps to close this game out. And the player he's replacing with a casual walk over to the touchline. And on runs Mulvaney, some fresh legs to close this game out, or try to close this game out, as the Green Caps cling to a 1-0 lead. Headed out by Hughes, another throw-in, it was headed out by North Vancouver, so another throw-in for the Green Caps. Again played long down the line, comes back to O'Dwyer, he just knees it forward. It was Rumble fighting for it. Comes back to Lennox, does well to get it over to Richardson. Richardson streaking upfield as fast as he can now, leaves the ball behind. Goes it to Seagulls in midfield. Now up to Wright. Wright looking to play this one into the box. And he had Santiago streaking into the box, but again, well organized, composed at the back for the Green Caps. It was cleared away. Now it's Luaka. After Hughes overran the ball, Luaka starts the other way. Comes up. O'Dwyer tries to make a tackle. And that will be a free kick. A late free kick as Luaka was tackled by O'Dwyer well after the ball was gone. And it looks like it will be Jordy Penman coming up to take this free kick.
Come on, boys. Hey, right across the goalie.
As everyone else available, almost, not quite, 3 men still outside the box for North Vancouver. But it is 6 of them in. And that one's in towards the far post. Too long, though. No one there to get on the end of it. And Penman will jog back to his goal. And we are very, very near the final whistle. That might have been the final opportunity for North Vancouver. The Green Caps just a few seconds away from claiming the Keith Millar Cup. The referee has the whistle in his mouth, getting ready to signal. There's the play. There is the final whistle. There are the cheers from the Green Caps. They have captured the Keith Millar Cup for 2017 by a score of 1-0 over the North Vancouver Storm. And it was that early mistake from North Vancouver, the own goal from Philip Lennox in the 10th minute, off what looks like a relatively harmless ball forward from Neil Murray. And there's a few chances for North Vancouver, but really the story of the day was the strong defensive performance from the Green Caps. The back four, Murray, Goran, Kind, and Condon, all played supremely well. In the first half, they won almost every aerial duel, knocking down those long balls from North Vancouver. In the second half, they were just as stout, really didn't let them ever get set up in a dangerous area. And so after an excellent 90-minute defensive performance from the Green Caps, they are your Keith Millar champions for 2017. Thank you to everyone for watching this stream. Again, this is a presentation of BC Soccer at the BC Soccer Provincial Championships. And once again, congratulations to the Vancouver Green Caps. And from Burnaby, our score, once again, Vancouver Green Caps 1, North Van 0. And that is all for us tonight, folks. Have a great night.